So producer rapper Lil Jon has popped out with an Arab woman, okay, and it has caused some backlash. We have a video here from Osei Duke Jackson. We're gonna watch some of it. I'm gonna leave the link in the description if you want to watch the rest. Apparently he was married like since like the 90s.
The late 90s and the early 2000s would be shaped in Atlanta by an interesting guy, a brother by the name of Lil Jon. And for those of you who remember the group Lil Jon and the East Side Boys and the I Like Them Girl song, yes, he was the definition of crunk rap. And a lot of us from Northern California, we got introduced to Lil Jon by Too Short. And obviously we know what would happen with that. And you know, he would end up making Tell Me When to Go. I mean, Lil Jon is a legend, right? And because of Lil Jon's progression from being a DJ to being, you know, a producer / rapper, he got a lot of opportunities. And Jon would end up obviously falling in love with a chick by the name of Nicole Smith, okay? And this is important because they were married for a long time. He met her, I believe, in like the late 90s. She's from Memphis, from what I understand. And Lil Jon grew up in a middle-class neighborhood, but anyways, he would end up falling in love with her and they will get married, all right? After getting married, obviously, and they're still technically married, they would separate. They separated in 2022. I'm not sure if they're still legally married now. And then
that's crazy. So I'm just sitting here thinking, like, crunk rap, Lil Jon. When he mentioned he grew up middle class, it didn't, like, you don't make crunk rap and you know what I'm saying, you came from, you know what I'm saying, like, you guys get where I'm coming from. Crunk rap don't sound like you came from the mud, you came out of the mud, you know what I'm saying? Crunk rap sounds like, you know, you were doing all right. You were doing all right. I don't even know if that makes sense.
That was that. However, on Thanksgiving, we ended up seeing an interesting post from Lil Jon, and it read, "This Thanksgiving, our hearts are full and so is the love. Happy 1-year birthday to our baby girl, Nahara. A lifetime of blessings ahead. Alhamdulillah." Okay, so we would see that. And then we would see the photo of the new lady, and her name is Jamila Zada. Okay, I don't know where she's from, but definitely Middle Eastern. She kind of has that Persian Arabic vibe. And so once this picture was posted, it was a whole bunch of commentary from people from the community. But first, I want to get back to something that I heard Cat Williams say once before.
I've never seen them have anything that I ever wanted. If you sign up for their program, you get a light-skinned, weird-faced wife that never do an interview. Listen, in 20 years, won't do an interview. Nobody's ever talked to her, and she's never been interviewed anywhere. Down.
Now, Cat Williams says, you know, once you join their little system, you get a light-skinned wife, typically unattractive with a weird face, that never does an interview, never say anything, right? And I thought that was interesting because this lady here, the first comment I saw was, he kept his life private. Happy Thanksgiving. Damn, she called it out. And this is exactly what Cat Williams said, word for word. This is the kind of woman that they always get. Let's go to Antonio. Her body language and eyes are telling Lil Jon, better have them assets in your mama's name. Why do every celebrity wife look the same like clone Kardashians? Then you hear this person, turn the cloning machine off. And I kept...
Let me say this. I like Cat Williams. That interview was obviously legendary. I don't know how this relates to Lil Jon's situation though. What system? Is he just joining the system? I feel like it's over for him. His career's done. He's retired. I feel like he would have joined whatever system 20 years ago. I do like a conspiracy here and there, but just not all of them. And not most of them. Not most of them.
Hearing this, I kept actually reading this rather. And again, like, you know, these black men, they have a black wife, leave the black wife. You know, you come from Atlanta and then you get something that's so far removed from what made you who you are. Then the person goes, hey, I thought this was Erica Minion.
Got him!
They all marry the same racially ambiguous woman. This person says we're supposed to believe that this woman was genuinely interested in Lil Jon. Now you have people.
These are all facts, by the way. These entertainers and these rappers, they date the same women. Their women look alike. I don't understand it, personally. It's very odd, okay? And that comment saying, are we supposed to believe that this woman was interested in Lil Jon, can literally apply to every man with money. Almost. Okay, because most of them aren't good looking. Most of them, they just have money. So that isn't something exclusive to Lil Jon.
Will defend Lil Jon. Y'all love tearing down black men who find love, but will praise the hell out of y'all black women who date white men. Grow up, please.
Down.
This person says, all I can think about is what Cat Williams says. Now, again, that is exactly what that clip was about. Deja vu. She don't listen to crunk music. Again, she's not black, so why are you dating her? The symbolism is loud, okay? And of course he has a white woman. Why would she be black? And then, well,
black men date light-skinned, exotic white women because they want to have daughters that they're actually attracted to. And not attracted in like a weird way, but they want to have a daughter that would be deemed the preference. And for most men, they believe that the light-skinned, curly hair, mixed race looking woman is deemed more attractive. So they aim to have those mixed kids. I know a lot of times y'all like to scrutinize white women and say that white women are the ones that are going after our black men because they having mixed race kids, but so do black men. Black men strive to have that light-skinned daughter. They don't care about the sons. It's about having a light-skinned daughter that has curly hair, that is always going to be the preference. They don't want to have black daughters that might not be deemed the preference.
So this,
I don't disagree with what she said, except for the majority. That's just not true. You're black. Your dad was black. All right. So it's not the majority. Growing up in the Caribbean, yeah, the coonery, yeah. I've seen and heard a lot of things. Okay, I've seen and heard a lot of things.
lady has an interesting perspective. She's saying, you know, listen, a lot of black men want to have these non-black chicks because they want to produce a better looking female child. I've never heard this before. I've never thought that this mattered. I mean, I know plenty of black men who...
I have heard it. I have heard it. Listen, man, when you go to school and you see some of your friends bleaching, just imagine some of the shit that they say. Just imagine some of the shit I say. And we're all kids. We don't really understand the ramifications. But looking back at some of that shit, yeah, there was a lot of coonery going on for sure.
Date interracially or marry interracially. And I know guys who are like really stuck on colorism, but I never heard it from this perspective. But she gives some important anecdotal evidence.
Years ago, early on in college, talking to this guy, he was like, I really like you. But I can't see it going forward. And I was like, why? Like, we're having a good time. He said, because I don't want to have dark daughters.
We talked about a situation in which she was dealing with a black man and she wanted to go further in a relationship. And the black man said, I don't want to have, you know, dark daughters. Now, again, I've never heard this from a brother, but this is interesting. And I can see how somebody affected by colorism will say this. Now, I will be honest. This is a little weird, right? Lil Jon, who comes from Atlanta, and I mean, there's so many different sorts of women in Atlanta that look good, that are beautiful, that are exceptional. And I know that Lil Jon is now bodybuilding. You know, he's doing this thing there and all that. And I think maybe he lives in maybe LA because he's at Venice Beach a lot now. I'm not sure. And when you look at her Instagram page, Jamila Zahada or Zada, I mean, they're not married, but they're in a relationship. I mean, there is nothing about her that I don't know what they would have in common with. I mean, like, she's trying to look like Kim Kardashian. I mean, I do see that she's on her fitness journey too, so they have that in common. But I mean, there are black women that also do the same thing, and nothing on her page, like when you look at her page, he's the only black person there. Whatever she is, and I believe she's Afghanistan. Everything is Afghanistan on her page.
This is what I'll say, right? shouts out to O'Shea, by the way. Most men, most people, they date and they try to get the best candidate possible. Most of the times it's someone of your race. Sometimes it might be someone who isn't of your race. And that's normal. You have the weird people out there who target one specific race that isn't theirs, or they just don't date their race and then they date everyone else's race. These are things that I would consider odd. But generally speaking, people are just trying to find the best partner possible. However, I believe that when you are a man and you are rich and you have an abundance of options, the woman you choose to date, that is your preference. Because you can't tell me Lil Jon couldn't have got a black woman. At the time he was married to his wife, that was probably the best option he could have got. He got married, it didn't work, they broke up. Now he is dating his preference. And is there anything wrong with that? In my opinion, no. Me being who I am now, would I do it personally? No. But I'm not a Dr. Umar type person, right? I don't think just because I wouldn't do something that you shouldn't do it, right? If you want to live your life, bro, it's 2025. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We only get one. O'Shea brought up what they might have in common. And in my opinion, it's overrated. As long as your family values and the main core values are in common, everything else, you spend enough time, you'll start liking each other. You'll start building things that are in common. I don't think none of that shit really matters. Now, I don't know much about his backstory, but he looks happy. He's with his new family. Shout out to him.
Am I the only one that's like this? Probably not. But when my husband is sick, he's been puking all night. Even if he has a cold, for some reason, the rage inside me is such a fiery rage. And I know there's nothing he can do about it to control it. But it just makes me so angry. It's so ridiculous that it makes me so angry. So he's been puking all night, so I slept on the couch because he like moans and groans. He's like noisy when he's sick. And I'm gonna try and be a good wife today. I'm gonna try and get him some medicine. I think maybe it makes me so mad because if I'm sick, like, I still like do my thing. Like, I'm still a mom. I still have stuff I have to do. If I'm like super, super sick, I'll like stay in bed, obviously, if I can't even function. But like, me as a person, when I'm sick, like, close the door, leave me alone. I'm gonna do this stuff to help myself get better, and I'm gonna sleep it off. He like, I think it's just the moaning and the like, I'm an awful wife. I understand that. And I also can't wait to get it. And I know I'm not going to get it. I'm gonna pound the silver. We're pounding vitamin C. We're doing all of them. We've got our oils. We've got all our things to prevent anybody else from getting this. But we're married and we had a fun night last night. So 3 hours later, he was puking. Please tell me I'm not gonna get it.
Now, a lot of people will bash the woman in this situation, but I find it really difficult because if you think that you're in a situation with a woman where you are married and this is the first time that she's shown that she's a terrible person, you're lying to yourself. This man knows what he got himself into. He knows his wife. She's a shit person. And he still chose to marry her. So as far as I'm concerned, this is on him. He can hold this while he's sick. His wife don't care about him, man. His wife thinking, I just hope I don't get it, man. Damn. Yeah, that's what you get. Pick better.
Nah, this has to be one of the most delusional takes I've seen from a girl. This video says stage 4 cancer, just finished his second round of chemo, and still out there pumping gas. Never settle, ladies. What did you just come on the internet and think was a brag? Your husband or boyfriend or somebody in this video has cancer, stage 4 cancer, just went through chemotherapy, and you're sitting there letting them do manual labor. Oh, he's just pumping your gas. Imagine, please imagine. Imagine I went on the internet and I was like, guys, my wife, listen, she just went through chemo. She's like really tired. She's not even probably going to make it, by the end of this video that I'm writing. And look at her right now. You wouldn't even be able to tell. She's cleaning the whole house. She's making us all our Thanksgiving dinner. I'm just sitting here watching football, okay? Like, never settle men. That would be disgusting. And look at the little smile she has. Like this is my point, that so many women don't realize that they're just proving how genuinely insecure the men that they are with are, because that's really depressing that you would let your husband or boyfriend do this. Because I'm tired, because I know there's like men that are literally so brainwashed that they're like, bro, no, I like doing it. I like it. No, you like that your girlfriend respects you more when you go and like cater to her as if she's a little infant child.
Again, I feel no empathy to these men, and to these women, I feel nothing as well. She's just doing what she's allowed to get away with. Yeah, the guy has stage 4 cancer. Yeah, chemotherapy. I'm still a man. I'm still a man at the end of the day. I gotta do. So, yeah, you pop that gas, nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he wanted to pop the gas. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he wants to feel normal. Maybe he doesn't want to be lying down in bed sick all day. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Who knows? But we obviously know how this would go down if it was in reverse. Super mega viral. The guy would have been the biggest dirtbag in history. It is what it is, man. Hold that. If that's what you want to do, I don't blame the woman.
I think we're just going to rip off the Band-Aid and go straight into this one. But it is not controlling or toxic, as a lot of people would call it, to listen to your partner's wants, okay, or their thoughts. When they say they would prefer if you didn't go out to the bar with your single friends, that's probably what's best for you. Because think about it, are your friends really going out just for themselves, just to have a fun night, being single, dressing provocatively, getting some drinks, whatever, and not expecting some guys to come stare or hit on them or whatever? No? Don't think so? Okay, you might be stupid. Let's just, hate to break it to you, but that's a really dumb mindset, okay? Or when your partner says, hey, I'd prefer if you didn't follow this person on Instagram, or hey, I prefer if you didn't have Snapchat because it's a toxic app and it's not the best for my mental state, whatever, okay? You should willingly unfollow or delete that app because it is affecting your partner's mental state, okay? You should be constantly reassuring your partner that you are in it for the long run and you are in it for them and not for anyone else. Don't be peacocking or in a relationship while looking for something else at the same time, so you're out there flaunting it just to fill a void, okay? It's not toxic to want what's best for your partner, okay? You're the toxic one if you think it is toxic or controlling.
This video was magical. It was pure magic because it perfectly showcased how insidiously abusers behave and communicate, impeccably wrapping controlling and manipulative behaviors inside faux concern and benevolence. They're not locking you in a cage or telling you you're too stupid to fly to control you. They're doing it to protect you because flying is dangerous.
So this is something that I've brought up on the channel before, something that we spoke about. Still get some backlash in the comments, but I gotta ram it down your throat. No, did he? No, did he? Oh shit, this is controlling. This is actually controlling. Yeah, you're not supposed to tell your partner to unfollow people. Oh yeah, by the way, don't go out with your friends, huh? That don't make no sense. That is literally controlling. That's not boundaries. That's another thing. That is literally controlling. Okay, me never did. Actually, that's a lie. When I was 19, I was young. Outside of that, never dated a woman that goes clubbing. Never done it. Because why would I do that? What? I'm just at home while a woman's at the club, lit, tying up with. Come on, man. Let's be for real. Okay. Never been with a woman where I have to worry about, oh, what you following on Instagram? That's crazy. That don't make no sense. Never date a woman who posts half naked. If you don't like certain things, those things are those are your actual boundaries. I don't like a woman who just posts her half naked all the time. So you know what? You don't date those types of women. You don't date a woman who does it and tell her not to do it. That makes no sense. And that is what this guy is advocating for. He is controlling.
This liquor got me in my zone. Now I'm blowing up your phone. Blowing weed, smoking the ozone. I just can't let this go. This liquor got me in my zone. Now I'm blowing up your phone. Blowing weed, smoking